Bee Gees and all the 80s music. I love it. We can't hear
Oh,
you.
on mute.
Yeah, it's easier to do it with music like that. Gets it done quicker.
Yeah, and it's a vibe, so why not?
Yeah.
All right. Any more people in?
Hey, Claire and Jess and everyone.
Hello,
How's it
you're in the
going?
daylight.
I'm
So
in the
envious.
daylight. I know. I mean, the days are getting shorter, but now, for me, it's the beginning. So, yeah, very bright over here. I was wondering,
Yeah.
how can I see everyone? Like, I know
You're on
there's
your phone.
I'm
If
on
you
my phone. Yeah.
so what you'll have to do is you'll have to swipe. So if you just swipe and then you won't see you because you're probably seeing just you right now, or
Yeah,
maybe it's
exactly. That's boring. I want to see everyone else.
so if you swipe, you'll be able to see a couple people. If you
Ah,
swipe again,
nice.
you'll be able to see more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just got it now. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, I need to be a bit more technical with that stuff.
Oh,
You
don't
don't
we
have a
all?
laptop? You don't have a laptop, Corinne?
I do, but it wasn't charged, so I opted for. And sometimes the Zoom connection is so-so with it, so I have to work on it, and hopefully next meeting I'll be up and running with it.
Did you do you know how to find the gallery view when you're on your laptop?
I think on laptop, yes, because when we did NLP, I didn't have a hard time with it. It was just coming up, and now if I swap to gallery to see everyone, I can't mute myself or.
Did you just mute yourself? As you said, I can't mute myself. We can't hear you, Corinne.
I must have pressed on it by mistake somehow. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lame-o.
That's
Okay, got work to do on this one.
funny.
No, it's all good. How did you find the home play and all of the like after the session, Corinne? I'm keen to hear your feedback.
Yeah, it was great. I did do my own work, and at the moment, my main focus is my health. So I've been, doing all that. I think the latest video that you girls put out about a way and going towards is a massive one for me. I think I often like think about, oh yeah, I don't want this to happen anymore, and I want this because I'm struggling. I don't want to struggle. What you were saying was basically often maybe what's blocking my way of manifesting. I think is so yeah. I need to push towards the what I truly
Always.
want as opposed to what I don't want. Yeah.
There, Corinne, I had to be so disciplined because I had a whole different set of slides to talk about how that impacts health. And I was like, Claire, like this course could go on for a year if you let it be the way that I'm doing. So to discipline and I took those out. But in a nutshell, Corinne, when you are trying to get away from problems, then what's happening is there's stress showing up in your body, which means because there's always this problem in the background you're trying to get away from. So there's always stress, and stress depletes your immune system, and then that shows up in the body.
Yeah, that's exactly what I feel is happening. That's why I'm like, enough already.
Yeah, yeah. And so, I mean, even then, since the last time you and I worked together, like I've done more training in that area, and it just is so clear how our emotions and the stress then create the health issues, the beliefs in the body. And a lot of it's got to do with exactly what you've already highlighted, the getting away from the problems
Yeah,
instead of that pursuit to what you do want to create and focusing on that. But you've got to keep in mind that the fear, wearing the lens of fear, is so strong that that has to be resolved to then free up to be able to see things
yeah,
clearly. Yeah.
yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thanks, Claire.
Anytime. Handing it back to you, Jess.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Everyone coming in. So exciting. I have a question, and I've asked you this before, Dee, but is it Dee or is it Dre?
It's Dre.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Korean calls me D and Naughty calls me D.
Okay, that's why
But
I've
I
got
pref
Dee. Okay.
yeah, I don't mind either way.
Okay, cool.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hey, Tracy, you're not with Rachel tonight?
No, she's at home. I expect her to be here at some stage. So, yep,
She's
she's
coming
over in
to you?
Fairfield. Sorry?
She's coming to you?
No, she's over in
Oh,
Fairfield and
okay.
we're up in the Dandenong. So,
Yeah. Oh, here she comes. I was like, so I
Yeah.
didn't know to expect you on both on one camera or so everybody just so that to include you here, Tracy and Rachel, mother and daughter. Ooh, manifesting like pros. Hey, Rachel.
Hello.
I was just saying to your mum, I was expecting you to be like shoulder to shoulder.
I know, no, not tonight, sadly, but maybe on the future calls. We'll see.
hello,
Oh.
sweetheart. Mwah.
Oh, that's cute.
Hello. Nice to meet everyone. See everyone's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel missed out on the previous call because she was in sunny, beautiful Queensland on a holiday, manifesting ahead of time.
I know. Already
Yeah.
working.
You come back feeling refreshed?
Yeah, yeah, so refreshed. Yeah, and wanting to move up there
Me too.
soon enough.
Are you, Claire? Are you wanting to
Yeah.
move?
Yeah. Because Jess wants to move from New Zealand to Queensland too, Rachel.
Actually,
Well, I
Yeah.
am, but I feel like Claire keeps saying, "Come to Melbourne," and I'm like, "No, you come to Queensland. Everyone come to Queensland."
yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, nice. Anyone want to share how they went with any since the last time we saw each other? How they went with the home play or the ahas or
Oh yeah, I did it.
say that again, Sophie?
I printed it all off and then I just filled it all in.
Oh, nice.
Did all the questions. Kind of
Gold,
fun.
gold star for Sophie.
A bit of fun. It was good actually. There was a couple there that I wasn't able to respond to because I don't know, maybe I was just having a blank moment, but I didn't really understand. It was the question where it says, "How did your body respond as the parts came together to integrate?"
Oh yeah, I've used fancy language there, haven't I? You know, when
Yeah,
we did the parts in we did the parts where one part of you wants to protect you from the old ways, you know, stay small, stay out of the way. And then there was the intuitive heart space that wanted what it wanted. When we bring the hands together, and yeah, I've got to change that fancy word to integrate, means that it comes in and it gets accepted in throughout your body. So
okay.
from past clients, sometimes they get a warm tingle or they get the flush of warmth and when you can identify how your body responds to that, then you
Yeah.
start to get clues how your intuition is working with you because everyone's going to do it differently. So, but I'm going to take on board that feedback and change that fancy question.
So like a body sensation, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you familiar with how your body responds if it's like a yes or a no?
No, not really.
Fair call. We,
I don't know. Like, is that it? Do you mean like when you're having like an emotion or something, like what you're feeling? Is that what you mean, or?
yeah, similar to an emotion, more, you know, like when you get that, it's not within the five senses. It's sort of just this inner kind of body sensation to say, oh, I shouldn't go down that road, or oh, I need
Oh
to
yeah,
speak to that
like
person.
intuition, like
Yeah.
intuition. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I'm well aware of like gut instincts and stuff like that. Oh, 100%. And my daughter is very much the same. She
Oh,
just gets these gut feelings and she just goes with that. Yeah.
yeah, nice. The interesting thing with that, Sophie, and everyone listening in, is that when you are aware of that, as Sophie's expressed there, like the gut feeling, when you're really aware of that, and we can build upon that intuitive knowing so that you're relying more on your intuition than your logical mind that's going to bring in the hows and the doubts and all of that. So the self-awareness is huge. And especially when it comes to manifesting, it's like, I don't know why I want to do this, but I'm going to go to the coffee shop right now. And then, oops, you've bumped into a friend and they've got this $1 million idea. So it's starting to recognize and trust that sensation that doesn't have words to it. Does
Yeah.
this make sense, everyone?
Mm.
I just noticed we got Stacey in the house. Hey, Stacey. We didn't have Stacey last time.
Hello.
Hey,
So
we got
nice to be
Christy in the house.
on live.
Cool. It's up to you guys. I know you guys got little kids. It's up to you if you want to keep the camera on or off. It's whatever makes you guys comfortable.
Oh, I'm at work, so I'm good. I'm in the clinic. I'm fine.
Everyone, Stacey is a beautician. You've got to make sure you got your makeup on, all the good things, clean skin. Oh, my mischievous humor. I'm going to get the slides up and running in a moment. Not now, but I just wanted to check, is there any other questions or any other feedback or anything? No, you ready, Jess?
Yeah, all ready.
Alrighty, let's play with technology. Fingers crossed. It's all recording, right? We're recording
Yeah, and I'm also recording. You're recording. I was
now.
going to try be in pink, but I'm going to be. Oh, hello. That is a big version of me. Wow.
Woohoo. Alrighty, here we go. Handing it over to you, Jess.
All right, so welcome to Elevate and Evolve Night 2. We're so excited to see all your smiling faces and get started into some of the fun for tonight. So we would love to utilize the chat. So just pop in the chat like how you're feeling. I know that we've been chatting already, and you can even just do a number of, whichever mood you're feeling of one of these beautiful faces of Claire's children.
These are my babies. However, that one that's the princess in the middle, she's now 21, so yeah, not so little.
Cool. Yeah, so
Oh,
just
and we've got Rachel. Rachel's already like so happy, number one. Good on ya. Woohoo. Awesome.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
just
Jessica,
popping
cut
in
off.
any wins, any questions, any ahas. I know that we have been talking about it, but also, yeah, just we invite you to use the chat all night. Either myself or Claire will be chatting, so the other one will be looking at the chat. So, yeah, if you have any thoughts, any questions at all throughout the night, just pop them in there. We love to
Yeah,
see all the engagement, all the feedback. Yep.
yeah, or the digital hand, easy. Tonight's a lot more engagement than me talking. So now I do have a question. I really do want to bring so much value to you and all the good things about accelerating your results with manifesting, because I know that there's a lot of people in this space that are going to manifest a lot between now and when we reach the end in October. When I added another video, I really value your honest feedback, a thumbs up or thumbs down. Was it helpful or was there overwhelmed that it's just more content and I don't have the time to take it in? Corinne likes it. The polite people won't tell me. That's nice. Thank you.
Rachel's
Yeah.
hearted.
Thank you. Yeah, the shoulds piece, that one is interesting. That one, that will yeah, we'll go over it a little bit more tonight. But yeah, appreciate that. So it gives me because this is the first time that we're running it this way, so it gives me the feedback whether you guys want more in this direction or that direction, and I really value that feedback. Jess?
Cool. We've got everyone in the chat saying that they loved it. So that's great feedback. Yeah, so tonight we're going to be exploring a little more around what your motivation is, your why. We're going to be talking about avoiding burnout while manifesting because that can become quite, or that is quite a common thing when you're on your manifesting journey. So we don't want any of that burnout. And then we're going to be playing with intuition and the signs. So this is where the fun stuff comes.
The last time we defined what you want, that was the home play. Does anyone want to share their top wants, their top manifestations? There will be a test at the end. No, I'm teasing. Rachel, what have you got on your top want, like on your want list?
I'm like typing it in. Yeah,
Let's hear voices.
mine is a clinic space to see kinesiology clients in.
Ooh,
Love it.
And mum's is the opposite, to retire.
Retire. Also love it.
writing
Who
these
else
down.
wants to share their wants? Anyone else want anything? Anything at all? Yeah, Corinne?
I will, like I said a bit earlier, I guess my number one at the moment, my want is obviously get back onto my feet properly. But of course, as a result, I would like a lot more, like we discussed just on our coaching one-on-one. But yeah, I think definitely, better health, better wealth, and a fabulous job that I will love, love, love. So that's kind of like my top one.
Nice. You might see me writing them down because I will be referring back to these whenever I can to again better serve you to know, which direction we're going with this.
Great.
Cool. Alrighty. Then the next, oh, sorry, Jess. Then the next piece there was understanding why you want what you want, which we will go into a bit more detail tonight. Know your why. Has anybody heard like thought leaders and people on YouTube or Instagram talking about, okay, you've got to know your why? But the truth is actually knowing your why isn't enough. The why you need to know is it's important to know your why, but then we're going to go in even more detail, which is really important with manifesting. Is there anyone who's willing to share with their voice what it will mean to them to have their manifestation, their goal, what they want? Is anyone willing to share? Everyone's looking away from the camera.
I can share if no one else will.
Yeah, Corinne.
I think for me, like, reaching my goal will be the pinnacle of contentment. When I think about having good health and like just doing something I love, I just feel so free and I feel like on top of the world, strong, confident. Yeah, I think that is why I think I want this is to get this beautiful feeling of loving life, I guess. I don't know if that answers it correctly, but or if I have to be more specific.
Yeah, beautiful. There's a lot of people kind of nodding here in agreement with you there, Corinne.
Thank you, people.
Anybody else want to share what it will mean to them to have their goal or what they want?
I think at the end of the day, it's just nice to know that, especially financially, that there's that freedom there, that you don't have to stress anymore, that you can help out your kids, get them set up. It's just that the relief for me. It's just been an ongoing thing most of my life. So to finally have a little bit of relief from that, and like I said, to try and take that stress away from the kids as well, because it's just getting harder and harder for them to have their own home and do all those kind of things. So just to have that little bit of relief that they're all set up and, makes it easier.
How old are the kids there, Sophie?
My daughter's 21 and my son's 23.
Oh yeah. And you're like, go find your own little nest. Yeah.
Well, my son doesn't live with us. My daughter's still living with me, and she works and she's saving all the money to try and buy her own home. So yeah, so it's just be nice to be able to help them along a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Thank you for that. Is there anybody else, or I'll go back to the slides? Okay. All the buttons. Now, with everybody, I do invite you now to check in with your answers. Totally respect that there's privacy here, but I actually want you to have a look at, are you moving away from old problems? Or are you motivated to move towards something new? Sophie has eloquently expressed this really clearly when she articulated that she wants that financial freedom, the money, but she also said, because I don't want to have to stress, want to get away from the stress, want the relief from the stress. And so a lot of this motivation is really hyper-focused on the problems and trying to get away from that. And I could poke a little here, especially with Corinne, because I know her so well. If I'd said to you, Corinne, freedom for what purpose?
I guess, yeah, freedom would be, yeah, to have that money independence, I guess, and be able to, a bit like Sophie said, I think it was Sophie, about being able to help others and, yeah, be there for, to fulfill my dreams and the things that I want to create. So freedom means a lot of that. Is that answering the question?
Yeah, it is. Freedom. Oh, the words just went blank in my mind.
Yeah, um I guess I'm trying to also word it because I did watch your moving away, moving forward. So I'm like, I don't want to say moving away things anymore. So I'm like, I'm gonna really go forward. So I'm like, what do I want? That is positive. It's like, so I'm like really watching my language and being aware. I'm like, I don't want to say because I don't want to feel like this anymore. Or I don't want to struggle. So I'm like, no, no, no.
We all love Corinne. Yeah. Can we all relate to that? Again, it's all your privacy, but noticing that in a glance, you can already see from your goals or what you want if they are an away from motivation to get away from problems or moving towards what you want. We're going to share with you now why that's important. And Jess will get a turn to talk. Jess is actually assigned to more of the fun stuff towards the end. I'm here to be the practical one right now. If you want that financial abundance and you want that financial freedom, freedom of any type, wealth, health, and everything, you need to check in with the motivation behind it. So it will sound like this: I want financial abundance, and it will mean I don't have to struggle. Versus I want financial abundance, and it will mean that I'll have that fulfilling life. This is the clues that is happening underneath that. Again, more clues so that you know what to work on. So coaching and healing doesn't take decades. You can resolve it really quickly, especially if you're working with someone who knows what to listen out for. But if you've got a childhood problem in the past, parents divorced, yelled about money, and you're like, okay, I need to go make money to make sure I never, ever repeat those old patterns, then in your awareness, you will always have this piece that you're trying to get away from. And that rubber band in life are going to keep pulling you back to old problems, old pain. And in fact, you'll actually manifest more of what you're focused on. So you're going to keep manifesting in more problems, more drama to prove to you what you need to get away from. Switching it, especially with your nervous system, switching it to know what excites you, that passion, the fun things that you do want, and being able to motivate yourself towards the new thing. This is where there's that heartfelt energy we expressed on night one. It was like, yeah, I want more of this. And when you get into those moments when you are feeling good on your walks or, when you've got your music playing in your car, this is what I want you to focus on, is the towards, and getting excited about what it's going to create again moving forward. Just check the next one here. If your goals are written up in such a way that they are, again, away from problems, even the sound of like, okay, I want to win the lotto, that sounds great. But underneath that, there's that victim-y kind of energy. Somebody rescue me, somebody solve my problems and be responsible for me. And so if you've got issues from the past that you're trying to get away from, then what will happen is when you are thinking of a client example here that was in the other video, if you've had parents divorce, or parents have had affairs or relationship issues, and your whole nervous system is saying, like, I need to make sure I never recreate that. I make sure I stay close to people so like they never ever leave me. Then you become clingy. You become overgiving. You become fear of that confrontation because you don't want them to leave. You worry about rejection because you want them to be close. You abandon your own wants. You don't speak up. And all of this is because you're telling yourself, okay, I need to make sure I have this relationship or this job or this whatever. And so this is going to drive up your cortisol and health issues at extreme. So within manifestation and coaching and things like that, we would be having to work through the overwhelm, the resentment, the procrastination, the anxiety, the burnout, to reduce the away from motivation so that you can turn things around. I'm actually going to skip that slide. I'll come back to it. But this is what I'm talking about when you are manifesting every single day. Manifesting in the relationship problems, health troubles, loneliness, money issues, because there's something there within your nervous system and the beliefs that have said, yeah, we need to get away from that hardship of the past. Does this make sense? Just check the next one here. So yeah, as I've already said earlier, your childhood or the childhood will definitely give you clues, or I should say your past will give you clues on what's motivating you. But of course, this is easy to turn around. When you do resolve it, when we do take off the glasses of fear or overgiving or, worrying about people's judgments, when you get rid of that lens and the away from motivation, then yeah, your energy expands, there's the emotional clarity, there's the self-trust, the resilience, the purpose, the synchronizations, because you're not restricting your energy anymore. It's just like, oh, awesome. No matter what life throws at me, I'm always going to choose what excites me and gives me passion and approach it with choice. Probably going bright red because I always do when I talk about this stuff. If you're craving more freedom, more play, more hype, more joy in your world, we're not requiring other people to learn what your boundaries are. We're not requiring the outer world to change to know what you need to make you okay. We need to actually recognize you've attracted that relationship. Again, be it a boss or a partner or a child or whatever. You've attracted that person in your life who's pushing your buttons, and you need to work out, why do I have these buttons that they can push? So when you start to do that inner work, start to shift those beliefs, you now actually elevate, and the button pushers can't find you, which means now that you've got your head held high, expanding your energy, attracting in the opportunities that match up to what you do want, people will find you, like the fun will find you. The thing here is, again, you've got to do that inner work to recognize this first step. Are you motivated towards or away from? I think there's maybe one or two more slides and then I'll hand it over to Jess. But again, these are the clues. When you're away from motivation, we're looking at why you become clingy or overgive or the fear of confrontation. We're looking at why you abandon your wants, why you believe you're a burden, whatever it is. Because when you're manifesting and you're saying, this is what I want, this is the stuff that blocks it. This is the stuff that gets in the way. Jess, can you relate to like shifting all of that within yourself?
Yeah, I actually think that this was the biggest breakthrough almost that I had in my manifesting journey, because when I realized that most of my goals, I was trying to get away from something, trying to get away from the stress. Like even when I was 18 and I left to go to yachting, like it was something that was great for me, but I was trying to run away, literally running away from all of the stress, all of the things that I couldn't handle anymore. And so once I was actually able to shift that, it was like my whole world just blew up. It was like incredible. And the journey of manifesting was feeling like really, really, really good and really fun. My energy was always high vibe, as opposed to what it was like before. So I was attracting in all of the beautiful things.
Yay, thank you for sharing that. Before I hand it over to the room to see if there's anyone else that wants to share any ahas, there is no requirement to do any homework or home play or whatever you want to call it. But I do invite you to have a look at your goals and to potentially rewrite them so that they are towards what you want. And it may feel a bit false at this moment because we haven't shifted those beliefs, but start to get into that pattern of like, yeah, cool, appreciate this. So this is what I want to create. And you could see how disciplined Corinne was when she was trying to use the words, didn't feel natural, but we get there. Is there anyone that wants to share any aha, any reflection when they look at their goals and like, yeah, okay, I've got to do some work here? Work's the wrong word. Chanel, haven't heard your voice.
What was the question?
When you think about your goals, do you notice that there's a simple step here to change them or to rewrite them so that they are more in the towards what you want?
Yeah, I've just been thinking about that, and I'm kind of like, I'm just been thinking about how to change that. So,
Yeah.
like, how do I put it? Like, trying to change that when you don't currently have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, trying to change to flip it in my head.
Do you want to give us a practical example?
What have I got written down? I've got, well, I'd love to work for myself was the main thing that I had for like that I did for the activity.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, I guess I sort of just struggle with fitting it in. I don't know. I can't
Yeah. So let's check here. If you're
verbalize.
okay with this,
Mm-hmm.
what would it mean to you to work for yourself?
I've put independence and freedom to live each day how I choose rather than a structured 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah. So then and for me, that is exactly what freedom is that freedom to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Then it also sounds like there's the getting away from like the 9 to 5, like having to work for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice when you think about having to work for somebody else, any sort of feeling or sensation that shows up in the body?
I feel like I have this thing towards like authority. I like to do what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when you think about having to follow authority, not that we have any police people in this space, is that right, Christy? Anyway. But the idea of following authority, how is that a problem?
Well, I guess it's not really, but I just think that I don't know. I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Let's check in then. What's the worst thing about you being responsible to do you?
Well, actually, that's a good point. It's the responsibility of being in charge of
Yeah.
like my day to day.
Yeah. So on
Mm.
one hand, there's like I'm having to be responsible for me, and then on the other hand, I don't want to listen to anybody else.
Yeah. Mm.
And now we're like, okay, now we're in doubt,
Mm.
uncertainty. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So
makes sense. Yeah.
so I would be looking at two avenues to solve that is what's the problem now with you being your own authority? Like what comes up of like, oh gosh, what if I make a mistake, or what will people think? All of that needs to be worked through. And I say it like it's going to take a long time, but it doesn't. You just need to know what to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other hand is like, okay, when in the past was authority or people telling you what to do a problem
Mm.
compared to somebody who could just nurture you and look after you? They then went into some sort of authority category. I was like, oh, okay, no, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I
so
see.
the,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you want to share any more with what's sort of coming up?
Um, I don't think so. I think the only thing I struggled with during the activity was like the why am I ready to manifest this now? I really had to sit on that one for quite a while, and I was just like, I don't know.
Is there any other hands up that say like, yeah, struggled with the timing of it? Or why are you ready for it now? The reason that question is there, Chanel, is to again prompt you to take action, because the people who take action are the money makers. You actually, believe it or not, the people who are actually more smarter, who can assess the risks, are not the financially abundant people, because they're really too smart for their own good. And then we've got the other people like, yep, I'm just going to take action, confident in myself that I can do what I need to do to pick myself up. It's the action takers are the ones that get the results. And
Mhm.
this is that question that said, well, yeah, why today or why not in 5 years? And you'll start to recognize that, oh gosh, if I had to stay in this relationship or in this job for another 5 years, like, no, I'm ready now. So it can stimulate some people to jump and take action, and other people like, oh, maybe this goal's not the right one for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything there you want to add, Jess?
No, this is great. No, you've got it.
Is there anybody else? Thank you for that, Chanel, for put you right on the spot, but it was a really valuable
I knew
piece
you were
here for
going to pick
everyone.
me. Mm.
Anyone else there got any questions or anything? No? All right, let's move on then. All right, here we go, Jess. We're handing you over to the fun stuff.
Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the intuition.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's just pop this in the chat like we were mentioned earlier, using the chat. The question is, do you trust your intuition? Yes, sometimes. Yep. This is great.
Yeah.
Ah, we can skip the whole intuition part. No, we're going to keep it because it's the fun part. Sometimes, yeah. Okay, cool.
Go quickly check with Stacey. What makes your intuition, what made that a yes for you, Stacey?
This is something that I've been really, I suppose, developing over the last sort of year and a half. And it was something that, yeah, I kind of put down, didn't quite trust. And I've been paying more attention to it. And I suppose, yeah, obviously within our sessions, just sort of knowing what intuition is. Like it's not that sort of fear-based thing, it's that gut-based feeling. And obviously very recently, which I told you, like, it was just something that got stronger and stronger and about a certain situation. And then it was almost screaming at me. And then even afterwards, it's like, okay, like, yep, this feels right now. So it's been something I suppose that I've been developing over the last 12 months. And I feel like I'm at a really good stage where I'm like, okay, like, what do I do? Do I expand or do I contract when I think of things, and really paying attention to that? And also if it's not like a full body yes, it's a no as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's definitely been something I've developing over the last year or so.
you articulated that so well.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's all our sessions.
Oh, you teach it now. But yeah, you articulated that beautifully, like, yeah, that trust in yourself instead of letting the doubt and the fear and the mind take over is a big difference. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody else want to share their ideas about their intuition? Not yet. Soon. So your intuition is your powerful inner guidance. And like a crystal, it's going to have that clear frequency. However, the way that the intuition works is it can become hard to trust based on the mind, based on that fear, obligation, the how, the survival. So what happens here with your intuition is it can become actually quite distorted because however you do intuition, it's like a quiet whisper. You were born with it. And then over time, your parents, like, this is how it is, this is what you've got to do. All of the logical mind gets in the way. And the thing with intuition is that it is not part of your five senses. So the five senses are being seen, hearing, touching, smelling, whatever the other one is, taste, smell. Your mind is taking in all of this information from the outside world, what it sees, and it makes sense of your reality through your five senses. But if you've got this sixth sense, your intuition, there's a pulse of information, and now your mind has to make sense of what that pulse means. And this is where the messiness of trusting your intuition messes people up. Anyone working with me knows I'll often say, trust the first thing that comes to mind, because the intuition is so much faster than your logical mind's objections and buts and doubts and blah, blah, blah. So we need to be really aware of this when you're starting to manifest and building in that trust of your intuition. It is not going to be the way that you need to listen out. The mind is going, or the ego as well, is going to bring in all of these objections on why you should not do what you want to do. Quickly check here. Jess, I'll hand it to you for a bit.
Yeah, so a lot of people say, and I've had quite a few clients come to me and they're like, oh, my intuition, I can't hear it. Where is it? How can I trust it more? So a lot of the time, people might think that their intuition is gone, but what's actually happening is it's just being drowned out by the noise of the shoulds, the obligations, the people saying, you should be doing this way, you should be doing it that way. This is when that fear comes in and the limitations are all there and it's actually clouding your mind and it's drowning out that intuition. So like a light that's inside you, you've always got your intuition. However, it's just we want to start igniting that again by clearing out the fear and the limitations. And so, yeah, similarly to like a butterfly, you think about a butterfly, in order for it to just emerge and thrive, it wants that spaciousness, it wants to feel that safety for it to actually be there, and have that self-permission. So that's exactly what your intuition is wanting so that it can come through. It's wanting that spaciousness and that safety to just be heard.
Yeah, just like what Stacey articulated, that expansion rather than the restriction.
Cool. And this is when the steps come in. So this is why when you're clear on what you want, so the step one, and we've talked about the motivation, when you're motivated towards the passion or towards the what you gain from it, what's more meaningful, then that's when you're truly motivated to pursue it. And so this is the perfect recipe or the perfect formula for your intuition to become really easy to hear and easy to trust. And so this is when your intuition becomes louder and everything else, because we've done that work, just starts to quieten down a little bit. Cool. Yeah. And again, it's those steps when you know what you want. when we have that clear channel for our intuition to come through, this is when we get to ask our intuition to actually lead us to the outcomes, to what we actually want. So the example that we have here is you can ask questions like, will this decision create what I want? And this is kind of what Stacey was talking about when you feel that contraction, when you feel that expansion. And so that the way that your intuition will lead you is, I think we're going to the next slide,
Sorry.
is that you'll feel a yes will be like that expansion that Stacey spoke about, and it'll be like a light feeling. You'll know that it's a yes, but you also might get that heavy feeling. So it might be like a contraction, it might feel like this heaviness, and that can just mean that it might be a no or a not now to that question. And so when we notice that it's a not now or a no, or we get that heavy feeling, then that's kind of an indication that we can, or an invitation to go in and check what else actually might be here. What other limitations, limiting beliefs might actually be here, causing me to, not want to go through with this. So that's when we get to shift that limiting belief and ask ourselves the question again, which will hopefully open those doors.
Yeah, and that's my dog Daisy, because you needed to know that. But somebody like Rachel who's manifesting in her kinesiology space, she knows what she wants, but now it's like, okay, going and looking at different places. Is this a yes, like my body wants to be here in this space, or it's like a no, no, thank you. She'll feel it. The other thing, she may feel one that comes in like, yes, I want this, but I can't afford it. And it's like, well, that not now can actually be, go do some work on resolving any money blocks or any imposter syndrome. And then that not now can actually get turned around into a yes. So there is a strategy to this. I'm just going to skip that one for a second, Jess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, Shannon
Yeah.
thinks her intuition is drowned.
Oh, where my chat's just disappeared.
So
We're gonna undrown it there, Shannon. So there's a way to manifest, which is quite commonly sort of shown on YouTube about, okay, how to manifest. There's a common way and it will lead you to burnout. And then there's the aligned way. So, let's get into the fun. We've already started the aligned way. We started with night one, checking in with your heart space. You start with your manifestations with what you want from your heart space. This is like that feminine portal, if you want me to get all woo-woo on you, but this is like that feminine portal that accesses that desire of what's possible. So when you're thinking about what you want, we tapped into your heart space. It was like, oh, wow, I would love to have, work for myself, make an impact, have that freedom of choice. I want that. I want to have that health, that loving life. This all came from your heart space, and this is where we start our manifestation from, and your goals. We can be practical with your KPIs or whatever you want to call it. Once you know what you want, now we move that up to the mind. And in truth be told, we'd even move it up to the higher mind. That's a whole nother conversation. Your mind is that masculine part of you that, again, works out the plans, the how. And we think about a man who's, hustling out in the world. It's like, yeah, there's a plan here. How do I make this happen? And so your manifestation, how do I have that love in my life, comes from the heart. We move it into the mind. It's like, awesome, I need to do what I need to do. Then the manifestation and your goal moves to your gut, which is exactly what Sophie was talking about with her daughter. This is the part of you that says, yes, take action, move forward, or pause, not now, there's still something here to work through, or even waiting for the chessboard of life for everybody else to get on track. So we go from the heart that this is what I want. The mind now tells us what the plan is to make that call. And then we take that into the gut and going, yeah, okay, is this the right time? Do I take action on this today or tomorrow? How does this sound to everybody? Sounds pretty practical so far? Cool. this is the problem with manifesting in just without knowing what you're doing. This is what will cause hustle, burnout, is if you choose your manifestation from your mind, you've got a problem. Okay, how can I solve this problem? Okay, going to the mind, we're now over analyzing, we're now checking in with validation. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Then when you take action based on that particular plan, you are on a path of burnout using willpower. Yes, you may get really awesome bursts of success, but then you will need to compensate with having to recover from burnout. And we've all seen that, right? You've seen those people like push, 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 like awesome. They look like they're doing amazing, and then they do burnout. And this is a thing, they've created their goals based on away from motivation. So one more go here. We start our manifestation with, cool, what's possible? Lifting your energy there within the heart space. We then work on the mind of the how and the limiting beliefs and what do I need to work on to have that strategy for success. And then we bring it to the gut to say, cool, stepping forward or pausing. How does that all sound? Actually, I've got to, well, I'm assuming that Miss Charlie's in bed. How does that sound to you, Christy?
Let me figure out how to use this. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, good. I literally, as you were talking, I just went back through my my goals and I crossed a few things off because I realized that they didn't come from my heart space. There was something that I thought of that I was like, that's nice. That would be nice to manifest. So I just crossed them off and went, nah, I'm not going to put my energy into those things. So thank you.
Oh wow. And then when you look at the things that do light you up, how do they respond? How does your body respond differently to those ones?
Yeah, better. Like honestly, this whole session, I've just been focusing on what you and I have been talking about in our sessions, which is just progressing in my career. And all I can see is just like it's come from my heart space, but now it's almost moved through the mind and the gut already, where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Like I'm ready to move into that. It's just the other people are being the chess pieces that have to move to allow me to progress. So yeah, and what we spoke about, Claire, the other day was that big aha from me thinking of, oh, when is the universe going to be ready for me to move? And you going, and I quote, no, 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 no. And I was like, what? And you said, no, you need to make the decision and then the universe will back you up. And that was that huge aha of, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to move, and that's what I want. Yeah.
I'm so excited. Yeah, Rachel's applauding.
Yeah.
And for everybody there, when Christy said that, like I lost a whole afternoon on Elevate and Evolve, and like, oh my gosh, there's a whole chapter here now on divine timing and the CEO. Like, thank you for that, Christy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, so this particular piece, thank you for sharing. It means a lot.
Oh, you're
This
welcome.
particular piece here is, yes, you are the CEO. You do the work. You go to the heart space team guides, like higher self. This is what I want for myself. And then the chessboard of life will get moved and shuffled around so that that path becomes really clear. We are not manifesting to make the invisible, making something, magically like come into reality. We are getting you dialed in to make the invisible visible so that you can start to see what you want. And it's like, yeah, I'm making my goals non-negotiable. This is what I want. And it's come from the heart space, not the mind. And so it's like, yeah, cool. How can this get any better? Any questions on any of that? It's the same for you, Tracy, with retirement. That goal is non-negotiable. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's been fun to be part of all of this, obviously, and feel that for me, it was a big aha moment on that first evening when we were watching the slides. And I said to Rachel, oh my God, because you had a lot of examples, and one of them was about not having choice. And that was a huge one for me. I said to Rach, my mum chose everything. She dictated where I went to school. She dictated what I did. She dictated so much. And so my goals have always been around, oh, I just want to be free. I just want to be free. And this is all making sense and coming together really beautifully. So thank you.
oh, yay. And then Tracy, the next pattern there, which I spoke in that bonus video, if you haven't watched it yet, so all good, there's no pressure. But when you're shoulding yourself, like, oh, I should do that, take notice of that, because that's when you're playing into all of mum's ideas of how it should be, what you should do.
Yeah. Because we were
Yeah.
brought up to be nice and polite and, all those things.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it gets exhausting.
Yeah. And the weight of responsibility, you're the one that just has that weight of responsibility because, you were the oldest, or you were the one who did it, or you just got up and did it because it had to be done and you were it. And enough now. I'm done. I'll be free.
Everyone's nodding. Yes. There's a really quick way to check in. And again, I did that in the other video, but it was like, well, I should help mum on Monday versus I could help mum on Monday. And it's that simple shift in your language that opens up, oh, well, I could help her after I do food shopping. I could help her on Tuesday. And we start, and you're that whole like, oh, I should. And it's like, oh, actually, I could. Bringing in a bit of choice then starts to change the dance in the relationship with your mum. Like, well, yeah, I hear you. I know it's important, but so am I. And this is what I've got to do instead.
This is where I admit I'm going up on Saturday to help mum. But that was a choice. That's our choice. That was what happened. Yeah. But yeah, I hear you and I love that. So thank you. Yeah, I did hear that in the video. I made a note here to I could rather than should. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, we'll go to the next slide here. Yep, you have that desire for a reason, your intuition. Okay, we're still in the green, so that's Claire. So, yes, we are talking about manifesting in some really beautiful things. There's a trip to Italy, there's houses, there's new friends, there's more energy. I don't know why here I've got babies. I don't know who's manifesting in babies. We'll see if they'll come through.
Well, Bee's pregnant, so maybe that's where that comes from.
But no, there's still another little one. Anyway,
Oh.
I said, yeah, anyway, I won't go that path. So, yes, when you are on this path of manifesting and your heart's skipping a beat and you're excited, and then things start to show up and it's like, oh, okay, it's not happening. I want it to happen yesterday. Doubt's going to creep in. And we need to take notice of when that doubt creeps in and interject. And these are the tools that that interrupt that doubt. As we've already spoken about, if you're in that space of doubt between you and what you want, like what Christy said, like that new job, yeah, you know what you want. There's a level of trust here, but we also have to consider that the chessboard of life, people are moving in and out of the way. And this is where, like, yeah, cool, continue to trust, continue to keep the momentum going, continue to do the inner work. And in doing so, we start to ask for a sign. This is you, Jess.
Yeah, so yeah, when you're in doubt, then you can just ask for a sign. And so this is when and a lot of us are probably familiar with signs. We probably have signs for different things. So yeah, we can start to use nature as our messenger. So we can, when we're wanting a sign, asking for like, are we on the right path? We want confirmation for something, then you can just ask for whatever sign like might come up, and you'll start to find that these signs will come up in the weirdest places, the most wonderful places that you didn't even realize. And what that gives you is that it's like this sense of connection, it's a sense of guidance, and it's kind of like the warm fuzzies. That's definitely how I take it anyway. It's like the warm fuzzies of like, yes, I'm on the right path. It's the confirmation, whatever questions you might ask it. And signs can be so, so powerful. And I have like quite a fun story. I love this story anyway. I'm sure we all have actually a lot of stories, but I remember, so my mum passed away when I was a little girl, and on the 25th of August, actually, which is coming up. And a few years ago, well, my sign for my mum is always a turtle, has always been a turtle. And so a few years ago, I was in Bali on the 25th of August, and we were staying at this resort. And then in the morning, we were having breakfast, and the people that ran the resort, they actually came up to us and were like, hey, like we've got these turtles that we're going to release at the beach tonight. Do you want to come be a part of it? And for me, in that moment, just the synchronizations of it being the 25th of August and my mum's sign being the turtle and them getting to release them, it all just added up for me. And I was just like, wow, I felt so connected, so guided. And like my mum was there. And so this is where yeah, everything, signs can be so, so, so powerful, can be that confirmation. And the more that we play, the more fun that we have. I play around with signs all the time. And the key is to not be attached. So, not be attached to where you might see the sign. There are so many random places that you might find it. I even know a friend who had a clown. She was like, my sign is a clown. I have no idea where I'm going to see a clown. And then the next day, she came and her friend had showed her this article in the newspaper, and there was a clown at the top. And she was like thinking, oh, am I going to have to go to a friend's birthday party or something to see a freaking clown? Like, where am I going to see this? And so that was that confirmation. But it gets to be so much fun. You get to play with nature, play with the signs, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Does
Yeah, so
anyone else have?
there's a question though, right? It's like, okay, if I'm on the right track or if I should buy this house, I need to see a. Is there
Yeah.
anyone, I cut you off there, Jess, but anyone want to share what their weird and wonderful sign is that they already have in their library? Corinne.
Um, I mean, I think for me it's a lot of synchronicity. It's not necessarily a particular thing. I think sometimes I just feel like, oh, something's just so obvious. It's been put in my path, and like it could be something I read or at a time where I'm like, feeling down, or like even like the way this um course today, like with you ladies, is happening on a day where I'm maybe feeling a little bit more low, and then I hear certain things that I'm like, that. And to me, those are also like it comes at the right time, to just like perk me back up. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like I said, it could even be a kindness, like, you know, just a quick little one. Like last Friday, I was like, oh my God, I felt dreadful. And then I heard the doorbell, and I'm like, oh no. I have to go answer the door. I haven't washed my hair for 4 days. I look like a hobo. Anyways, but I'm like thinking maybe my neighbors think I haven't seen her at the pool for 6 days. Maybe she's passed out on the floor. So, anyways, it was a neighbor, and it was so nice. He came in. He's like, "I come in for a cup of tea," and even though I felt dreadful, I think this was to me a sign, like it just gave me hope for that day. Like I think, yeah, that doorbell, that person, or that, I don't know, that kindness sometime to me is like, oh, I really needed that. Thank you. So I don't know if that falls into the signs, but
Yeah, the doorbell. That's I'm just thinking to myself, Corinne, like you're such a beautiful storyteller. Like you should be we're all in a trance here. Like tell us more.
tell us more about the doorbell.
The doorbell of opportunities. If ever I put you in a trance, I'm using
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that's great. If the doorbell could ring for many more things, like, oh gosh, $1 million. I wasn't expecting that. Oh gosh, next ticket to Canada. Woohoo!
Nice. Nadia, do you have a particular sign?
Hi everyone. I don't actually think I do. I'm sure that I have. It just hasn't really, come to my mind. But yeah, I'm sure that there is something. Need to
Yeah.
give it some more thought.
Nothing in particular that you look out for? Not yet. We will work that one out.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a think about it. I'm sure there is something, but
I'm
just drawing a
curious if
blank.
is there a favorite little animal or anything that's always been your go-to?
horses for me. I love
How,
horses. And
how quickly did you answer that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
interesting.
special to me.
And they've always been special since like childhood?
Yeah. Yeah.
It would
Definitely.
it'd be interesting between now and next session to say, okay, I always say team, it just my way of saying spirit guides, angels, higher self, team, show me a horse, am I on the right path? And see how many horses that you can cross paths with. And this doesn't
Yeah.
have to be literal horses. I once said to the team, if this is the right house, then I need to see a duck. I happen to have a duck tattoo, and walked in and the kitchen had lacy duck curtains. And I was like, you kidding me, right? This is apparently I'm buying this house with lacy duck curtains.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how many horses that show up on books
Yeah.
or yeah, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And my intuition's being pulled to you, Dee. Have you got a sign? Is there something that you look out for?
Wow, spot on. I had my cursor on the mic. There's a few. It's a robin, a bird, and an owl. I've had a few moments where they've come into we moved into our new home, and the first night there was an owl sitting on the road. And I was like, okay, I think this was the right choice. It was beautiful. And most recently, wolves.
Oh,
So I've got a few of them.
oh wow. And do they mean different things for you?
Um, I haven't really figured. I feel like the wolf means it's sort of me, like my spirit animal. In a way, the owl and the robin are sort of just like affirmations, like yes, this is the right move. I think the wolf is a bit more of a deeper meaning.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Yeah, well and truly. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, and such a contrast too, the gentleness of the robin to the wolf. Interesting. Anyone else want to share their sign?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Oh, tell me, Sophie.
So like Jesse, my father passed away about 11 years ago, and my sign for him is a black butterfly. So just out of nowhere, if I'm out in the garden and I'm struggling or whatever, it just appears. He just flies past, and I know that's him. And I was even at a friend's place, and all of a sudden he just flew straight through her pergola area.
Oh,
And I thought that was my dad. And so, yeah, so I kind of, connect that with my dad. Um, Another one is numbers. I am 1111 I am continually all day. And what I do is whenever I see it is for the minute before it changes to the two, is I say everything that I'm grateful for. So in that 1 minute, it's almost like a giving thanks, like to show me that I'm on the right path, or, it's a sign of something. And then the other funny one was, it was just a silly game that I played at work, because my reception desk actually looks out onto like a main road. And one day I was just being stupid, and I was just like, I'm going to play a game. I'm going to play a manifesting game. So I was like, I want to see a yellow car. And I was just sitting there, and like within 5 minutes, a yellow car. And I was like, what? Right. I need to ramp this up a bit. I'm going to try for something else. So I'm going to do something really crazy. So I'm like, I want to see, what was the other color I did? Oh, it was a bizarre color. But anyway, but then the third one, I was like, I want to see a purple truck, like a purple truck, right? And I'm sitting there, and yeah, within 5 minutes comes this big B-double, big purple truck. And I was taking photos and sending them to my daughter, because I was like, this is nuts. I've just done 3 things, 3 different coloured vehicles, and they've all shown up within 5 minutes.
wow.
It was
If you can
absolutely
manifest that,
nuts.
Yeah, if you can manifest that, the strategy's there.
I know, but why can't I manifest anything else? That's what I'm kind of like. Why is it so easy to do that, yet I struggle with the other stuff? So
Uh,
obviously there's a block somewhere.
yeah, we will yeah, challenge accepted. I will find it. And anyone with little kids, that's always a really fun game to play if you're in the waiting room and get them to guess what color is the next car. That's how I taught my kids to be psychic. Psychic school fun. I'm mindful of the time, and I know we've got heaps more science to talk about, Jess.
Yeah.
This is your one, Jess. Woo!
Yes. So yeah, we will talk about numbers, but like you know, playing the manifesting games, but we can also ask for a sign within a song. So this is something that I love doing, like songs anyway, just like bring the vibes up, right? Like you put on a song and you high vibe. So when you want to ask for a song, what you can really do is you just want to set your intention for what song you want, or maybe it's the vibe of song that you want, but just it's more about asking for the question. So, like the example here, show me a song that reminds me I'm safe to trust, or show me a song that I'm on the right path, or show me a song that this is a right decision for me right now. And so we want to be really open about how it arrives. So, you know, things like radios, don't just limit it to like radios or wait for yourself to hear the song or like put the song on. You can if you want, if that brings up your vibes, you can put the song on. But you might hear lyrics, maybe you start humming it randomly, maybe you hear someone else humming it or a friend singing it. Maybe someone posts lyrics on social media of that song and you're like, it comes up in weird ways. We've spoken about this and some cool ways. So just noticing the lyrics, noticing your mood or the mood of the song as well, and the timing of when it comes up, because this will all have a part to play in it. But most importantly, when you do notice it or when you do hear the song, just noticing what part of you feels seen based on the question that you've asked and just how you're feeling in that moment of like, what part of me actually feels seen in this right now.
And I've got to say, driving to Toastmasters, which is public speaking training, I thought, "Oh, I'm in a good mood. I want to hear Backstreet Boys." That's how daggy and old I am. It was like Backstreet Boys, and then it came on the next song. I'm like, oh, that's there's an algorithm here somewhere. They heard me.
All the manifesting games. Everyone's playing manifesting games. We're all in it. I did this when I was debating on a huge decision. I put my playlist on shuffle and said to the universe, play something that I need to hear right now. And that song came on, You'll Be Okay. Oh, the song that came on. I'm not sure what song that is, but love it.
Daggy Backstreet Boys like me. No?
It's a trance song. Oh, I love that. See, everyone's playing the manifesting games. That's so nice. That's such a nice confirmation. Alrighty. Yeah, so for all signs, but especially songs as well. So what these can mean, like when we hear these signs or these songs, it can be a message from your intuition. So, you know, doing all of the work that we've spoken about, knowing what you want, clearing all the limitations. This is when your intuition can come through and it wants to be heard loud and clear, and it can be heard through that song. Similar to like you'll be okay. Your intuition is there telling you that you will be okay, which is beautiful. It can also act as a pattern interrupter. So when we might be going through our day, maybe there's a decision that we're making, we're overthinking it, we're feeling overwhelmed, we might be second guessing, or we're just in a spiral. And then you might hear the song, or you might hear a song, and it can interrupt that pattern straight away. So you're like, oh, okay, I can take a deep breath. Okay, that's so nice. Okay, nice. And then continue forward.
Yeah. Which is
And
what Stacey shared there, right? It was just like, yeah, interrupt the spiraling doubt, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you're on the right path. You're looked after. You'll be okay.
yeah. And it can also be a beautiful message of just reminding you of your worth. Again,
Oh,
like
sorry.
reminding you that you're on the same path. What's up?
Sorry, push the button.
Oh. So we want to know, do you have your own manifestation song already in mind? I know that Claire and I have been going back and forward with all of our songs. The photos here on the side are actually both Claire and I are named after songs, which is pretty funny. So these are the songs that we are named after. But we want to know, do you have in mind, does anyone have in mind like a song that is their manifestation song or something that just means a lot to them, that when they hear it, it evokes something in them?
They've been put on the spot like that. It's hard to think of them. And even
Is
then,
there
when
enough?
when Jess and I talked about this, like, oh yeah, I'm named after a song, Claire Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Yeah, Claire's song's so nice. Everyone should go check it out. It's like the lyrics are so nice. I love it.
All right, we'll let that come up in the chat while we move on.
Yeah, and we invite you to think about it. Maybe you'll think about it. You can add it in the Telegram, share it all with us. We're always here to we want
Jess
to listen
wants,
to your songs.
yeah, Jess wants to listen to everybody's up vibe songs.
I do. I want to make a playlist. I do. All right. So here we're talking about angel numbers. Yeah, so like we've mentioned, 1111 can be a really common angel number that we can see. Sometimes we see it, on our phones, on the microwave. Where else do we see these numbers? They number plates, they come up everywhere, but angel numbers really help you to step out of your logical mind and yeah, into your spiritual awareness. This is actually a conversation I was having with a client recently. They're like, it really allows me to just take a deep breath and just disrupt whatever is going on in my life at that moment. And it's like, it's a nice break. I really, really enjoy the break. So whether you're in the middle of your 9 to 5 or your working day and you see 1111 on your phone and it's just like the invitation to take a deep breath and just reset a little bit.
Yeah,
And
use Sophie's strategy. Like, yep,
yeah,
that's the moment to have appreciation. That's what they
yeah,
do
like
in Buddhist temples. They'll sound the bell to get you out of the mental grind and like come back to the present.
yes. Is Tracy's asking, is 1, 2, 3, 4 an angel number? I think
Yep.
honestly you can have well, we'll talk about having your own numbers. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 is definitely an angel number. For me anyway, that's like you're going step after step, you're taking the steps, you
Yeah.
know.
1, 2, 3, 4 means that you're being asked to have more structure in the steps that you're taking, more deliberate steps.
Nice.
Sorry, I cut you off. Oops, wrong one. Don't need to share that one. Share this one. And so you can definitely assign a meaning to numbers. So my rego, my email, my everything, my passwords, if you want to know, happens to be 682796. So that's my old car. But you can definitely assign numbers to give you that meaning that you're looking for. I thought I had a different slide. Uh, So I used to, well, I still do actually, assign numbers to people. So if I saw a 27, it means that I need to call David. If I saw a 42, it meant I needed to call my mum. So I had a library of numbers and I had said to my guides, my team, if I see that number, I'm going to take action on that. And so you don't have to, let's change my language. What you can do is instead of being like everybody else and not really knowing what the numbers are, is start to be that CEO of your life and get your team, your guides working for you, your intuition working for you. That it's like, yeah, if I see these numbers, it means I'm on the right path or I need to call that person. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. There is, yes, if you're seeing 111, there is a invitation here to activate your spiritual awakening a lot stronger. 111 will tell you to start questioning what you have always considered to be the normal, question your beliefs, question, and start to recognize the cup isn't half empty, the cup isn't half full, the cup doesn't actually exist. And if that doesn't exist, what other nonsense stories are you telling yourself that where you're shooting yourself That's what the 111 is. It's activating people to start to question because they see it here, they see it there, like, oh, okay, something's going on. And it gets their attention to look in a little bit deeper. And of course, 222, 333, they're all angel numbers. They all have a different meaning. And I did make a resource that I'll share with you this week about what those angel numbers mean. However, if you're stuck on 111 and you want to elevate, or 222, 333, and it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous, it's now an invitation to say to the team, okay, I want a different number. I want a different lesson, or I need more clues to graduate from the school of 333. Give me something else that I can work with. And you'll start to notice that the numbers start to shift so that you also get new learnings, new ways to manifest. I find this exciting. Does anyone else find this exciting, or Claire's in her own world again?
No, I'm in your world. I'm in there.
Yeah, so the numbers do mean things, but also remember that you can be the CEO and start to put a number to it. So yeah, so David would always see a 68, and so that's why my number is 68, and so our number plates are all 6827 and so on and so forth. Ooh. As Jess was articulating earlier, looking out for a sign, horses, dragonflies, whatever we're looking for, do not be literal. Like if your sign is a dragon, don't expect to see a dragon when you rock up to the school bell. Maybe there's little monsters. But if you get served like rainbow cake and rainbows are your sign, like, oh, I'm onto you, team. Like, okay, cool, I'm on the right path. Oh, this is baby Morris. Oh my gosh. Another synchronization is that when you've set your heart on what you do want, looking at my list here, money's too easy. Italy, or I know I've got somebody in this group who's manifesting France. Suddenly you start to see the Eiffel Tower everywhere, like on a book and on TV, and you put on the postcards, and then they're featuring France and so on and so forth. When you start to see more of what you want, this is a very good sign that you are on the right path. And yes, I had manifested Morris for years, and then he appeared. So that's why he's there. And yeah, very proud of that manifestation. And feel free to speak up, doesn't have to be in the chat, but any questions on signs or any personal experience with signs? While you're thinking about that, I've got to tell you a private story, a personal story, making the decision to have Abri leave, having her put down when she got sick after 16 years. Oh, hardest decision. Anyway, I had said to the team, if I'm supposed to go ahead with this decision, then I want to see a goldfish. And yeah, and then this came up in my feed of a black cat. Abri was a black cat, and a goldfish. And I'm like, I was doing everything to block this sign, by the way. So that's why I've picked that picture, because it's just beautiful confirmation that even the difficult decisions is like, okay, I'm just going to ask for a sign. I need to bypass the responsibility. Anybody else want to share any of their signs? We're all signed out.
I remember when my father passed away in France, and so I had to go over there. I had to go over there and fix everything up. And anyway, because my father didn't have a will or anything, so to access money to pay for the hospitals and funerals and all that kind of stuff, I had to be living there. So I came home, I got the kids, and we went over there for 3.5 months. Kids went to school, and anyway, it was a real experience. It was very stressful, but we did it. And I remember it wasn't Christmas night. I think it was a couple of days prior, and my aunt had sent me and the two kids to Euro Disney for a few days. Anyway, just to kind of, just to, I don't know, just for the kids, because it was just such a traumatic time. Anyway, when we came home, it was the night after, and I just said to Dad, obviously gone, but I just said, would just love to have a white Christmas. Like we would just love to have snow. And I kid you not, I woke the kids up and it snowed for one night. One night. I've got photos with the kids in their dressing gowns just outside the street was white. And it was just the paddock behind my dad's place had all corn and everything. That was all like, gone, but everything was white. It snowed for one night and that was it. And it was
Wow.
the most amazing experience. It was just, yeah. And I knew that was Dad. I knew he put that on for us.
Yeah, wow, full body tingles. Again, Sophie, if you can manifest that. What else is possible?
Oh, yeah. So
Wow.
anyway, yeah.
No, that's beautiful. Not anyway. That's incredible. Thank you. Oh, magic's happening. Good confirmation of supports around us. Okay, I'll just skip this one for now. Oh, okay. No, that's okay. I'm thinking this is where my head went. I was ready to talk about a whole nother topic, but that's a whole nother night. That's okay. So we will go back to this one. We're about to wrap things up here, right, Jess?
Yeah. So, yeah, we'd love to know what your main realizations were. We've talked about a few different things here, signs, we've talked about your motivation towards your goals and towards your manifestations rather than away from. What's your favorite part? What's been your biggest takeaways, your biggest ahas, if anyone would like to share? We're tired. We've played so much today. Yeah, Karine?
Sorry, I thought if no one else will share, I will. I think for me, the should and the could is massive at the moment, especially because yeah, like I said, the health and everything. So there's a lot of like, oh, I should be doing this, or and like you ladies are saying, when I change it to a could, I'm like, kind of give me that option. It feels lighter. Yeah, a lot of it.
Is Corinne frozen? Was just mind?
I think she's frozen.
Yeah.
She's stuck in the could. It's good.
Oh,
I think if I should, and am I frozen in time?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it working or no?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said, or should I say again? Oh,
we got up to
I could say it again.
You could. There is choice.
Yeah, so basically, I was just saying that I feel so much lighter when I use the could as opposed to the should. And there's been a lot of should because, when you don't feel well, you're like, oh, I should really do this and I should really do that. And then I'm like, I could do this or that. And it makes it feel so much lighter and more like an option. And it just gives me that liberty, that freedom in a way, like starting little with just changing that word. And yeah, one of my major thing is freedom. So yeah, it's a good start. So that is my moment for now for moving forward.
That's beautiful. That particular the recognition that there's choice here from the difference between should and could. One's that obligation and being trapped to like feeling like there's no options, and then the could brings in choice. And as I said in the other videos, like, well, I have to pay rent or I have to pay my bills. Like, no, you have a choice here to pay your bills. There's a consequence if you don't, but there's still choice. And if you can choose this, then what else is possible? If I'm choosing this, what else can I choose? I would encourage you, Corinne, and anybody else here that has freedom on their list to go in a bit deeper. What does freedom look or feel like? What are you actually manifesting with freedom? Freedom from something, freedom towards something. When I have coached people through freedom, a lot of the time there's a level of emptiness within, and they're looking externally to fulfill that hole. oh, well, I'll have freedom when I have that holiday, freedom when I have that house. And what you can do is actually work out what's causing the hole that you're trying to get away from that's within. And then notice that freedom's always with you, no matter where you go. So sometimes people want freedom from themselves in the old ways. The other one that I noticed with tonight, and we will cover it in night 5, more of the money side of things. A lot of the time when people say they want more money or more security, they're actually asking for rest. There's a whole obligation that I can't rest, or I should be busy, or I should. And so if I had more money, then blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, actually, the people I've had to coach through that, even if they had more money, they'd still be just as tired. They still wouldn't delegate. They still wouldn't ask for help. And so it just it actually makes their problem worse. So, and then they actually they manifest the money away. So we have to work on permission to rest, permission to want what you want, to allow the money to come in. So it's a bit of a coaching clue here. When people say they want money or security, they usually actually just want rest, or whatever rest looks like for them. Bring that in, and then the money comes in. It's like, oh, okay, I can have both. Just having a look, there's nothing else here. So went off the track of takeaways, but anyway. Your turn, Jess.
No, but that's good. Yeah. Any other takeaways? I just think also just that reminder to check in with yourself when you're in your day-to-day life of, am I thinking from my mind right now? Am I manifesting from my mind, or do I want to drop into my heart first and then allow the rest to follow? I think that's also a big reminder in there as well. Yeah.
Rachel, what's your takeaway for tonight?
Lots. It's all just like good reminders. Yeah, especially dropping into your heart. I think the biggest takeaway for me is probably, I think it's just like when you said like to Sophie, oh my God, if you can manifest that night of snow, like what else can you manifest? I think like often we're like seeing the numbers everywhere and seeing the symbols, and yeah, we're manifesting all the time. So even like, yeah, it just made me think of like kind of acknowledging what I am capable of, and therefore what I can then be capable of.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Sophie, for sharing that, and thank you, Sophie's dad, for yeah, incredible. Thank you for that, Rachel.
I think we
Ready for-
underestimate how capable we really are.
Yeah, yeah. And if you can create that, then the money piece, the security with the houses and things, like snow in France on that particular date. Like, come on, house should be easy. What people may not know from my story is, long story short, you don't need to hear all the whole bring the energy down, but when the police removed my ex, what they said was one of the most horrendous cases of domestic violence. Me and my kids were all separated across the state, so we couldn't track either or any of us. We went homeless for a pocket of time, and then I did the work, and then I manifested my own home paid with cash within 12 to 18 months of going homeless. So I'm not joking. If you can manifest snow, you can manifest a house, but it does take that dedication to be able to work through all the layers. So if I can do it, anybody else definitely can. That's where I get really, really passionate about this. Don't often share that story because it's a bit of a but no, Sophie, you can definitely manifest that. How does that make you feel hearing that? Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah, it is possible. I'm just trying to learn why there's so many blocks. Like I think I'm conflicting a lot of things. There's the want for the manifesting, and I feel like I can do it, yet then I'm on the other side and everything's kind of lack. So I'm trying to find a balance in the middle.
Yeah, don't find a balance. recognize the lack and how it's protecting you, and I'll provide processes to do that. Work through the lack. So there's no more fight with it. There's no more, oh, balance, like no, like resolve it, and then it will show up.
Okay.
Give it a voice, check out why it's protecting you, what's it protecting you from, all of the things. But again, I will go there. I won't go too far ahead tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. I'm going to go to the slides, Jess. So I would quickly say, yes, this will come in as a bonus resource. So that goes through all the numbers of 1 to 9. Even though it's yellow there, Jess, anything you wanted to add for that one?
No, I just think, yeah, Claire's put in so much time and effort and energy to create such an incredible resource. When I was reading it, I was like, yeah, so many ahas. So I think it's, yeah, definitely go check that one out.
Then my sense of humor says, Stacey, you don't have to text me. What does that number mean? I made it for you.
I had a feeling that you did. I was like, did this like spur from our conversation the other day?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, because you know I'm going to read it like as soon as this call finishes.
It'll be printed and we'll put on the pantry.
Laminate and put it in my room.
Oh, then there's also this resource. Months ago, Jess, I actually wrote a book on this particular process. So I've written a book, everybody. I had asked Jess to be like the guinea pig. I recorded the process, and here it is. There's a variety of different processes in the book. But anytime that the doubt creeps in and you second guessing, I can't have what I want, then hit play on this particular process and start to get the lessons and the ahas about why you've been holding yourself back. So Sophie, you don't even need me. Like the processes are there. They're coming this week as a bonus. This one's about 15 minutes, and yeah, it's incredible. This particular process is taught all over the world because it is that incredible the way that it works. However, I like to do all the different processes. My YouTube has plenty, but when doubt creeps in, I can't have what I want, this is the process to go to. That link should work. If it doesn't, I'll have to share another link. Any questions on that one? No, self-explanatory. Oh, that's yellow. Everyone, yellow is Jess when she's not focusing.
Cool. This one's really just to invite you to come in and talk on Telegram and share your signs, share the stories, what comes up, between now and the next session that we have together. We want to hear all the fun stories. We want to hear what your sign is as well. And if you don't, I will come in and share all of my stories because I have many. So we'll probably get sick of my voice. So yeah, come in, share the takeaways as they're happening, because obviously there's like a lot of information to take in, and yeah, it'll be integrating, and as it comes up you'll start to notice some things. So this, along with the bonus resources, we'd love to hear how it's all going for you.
If you see Nadia's horse, let her know. If you see the owls, let us know. If it snows over your house, let Sophie know. Okay, so the next piece, because we're working through all the steps. We've worked through what do you want? Why do you want it? The next one is what don't you want? And if I could redo the manual, I would. I got the aha to fix the wording after I'd already handed it out to everybody. I would change it to what are you tolerating? So what do you want? Why do you want it? But now let's have a look at what are you tolerating? Completely up to you if you do this home play, but we will focus a lot next time on your answers, and I'll try to coach as many people as I can through this. The tolerating. These are usually like your someday tasks, cleaning out the linen cupboard, the fridge, or, got to fix the noisy hinge on the garage door, like whatever you're tolerating, then put this on the list, because we're going to have a look at what's the deeper meaning of why you're tolerating what you're tolerating in your world. Even the shoes that pinch, the computer chair that is uncomfortable, like let yourself just have a bit of a vent, and we're going to work through that. Because at some point you are going to want what you want. You're going to manifest in what you want, and you're also going to have to make space for these new things that you want. So this will start to give you a bit of a clue again into some of the things that you've been tolerating, the lack, the blocks, all of the things. All right, and then next time, we may actually run a lot over time next time. I'm not sure. See how we go, because I love talking to you more than I love talking to the slides. We are definitely going to do a really, really strong, powerful, beautiful process on receiving support, receiving what you want, manifesting what you want. Yeah, this one is hairs on the, hairs standing up, tingling, really powerful process. So I'm excited to share this one with you. Oh, before we say good night, is there any questions on what you're tolerating or the process next week or anything? No. Is there any questions that are not just questions in general about manifesting or what you want to cover or anything?
Claire just loves us. Claire, Karine, I get you guys so mixed up all the time.
My soul sisters.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All righty then.
Can I just share something? Or well, it's not even share.
Yeah,
Can I just
please,
say that
yeah.
I'm super excited to start playing with signs because my whole life I've seen white feathers and ladybugs, but I've never thought to ask to see them, which sounds really silly now that I say it out loud. But I see them everywhere, and like to the point where I'll be at work and I'll look down and there's a little ladybug on my vest, and I'm like, I'm nowhere near trees or anything, and I'll just be like, oh, and like put him in the garden, and my colleague's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, just a ladybird just landed on me. And now I'm realizing that they're signs from the universe and that I should be asking for them. But yeah, I'm really excited to start playing with signs and actually asking questions and looking into your resource because I see 222, 333, 444 everywhere all the time to the point where I'm like, I get it, but I don't know what they mean. Like, thank you for sharing, but what is it? What are you trying to tell me? So yeah, I'm keen to read that.
Which was the most recent that you saw, Christy?
Oh, most recently, I think was 222.
Yeah. 222s is like the union of two people coming together. It doesn't need to be lovers, but just that communication between two and
Yeah.
to plug in, to check in, to collaborate, all of the good things with twos.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, there's always a light side to numbers and a shadow dark side to numbers. So like 111 can be leadership and everything that's leadership. Let's keep it to that. But then the shadow side of 111, if you saw it like in reverse or something, it can mean like narcissism, arrogance, and things like that. So it depends on the question or the thing that you're working through to know which way it goes. But yeah, 222s. Communication.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Check out the ladybirds. Cool. We've lost Sophie. That's all right. All right.
I'm here. I promised my daughter we'd have dessert. So we're just making dessert.
Oh, yeah, let's all go to Sophie's house. Dessert.
Amazing.
Fun. All right, Jess, I think that's everything.
Everyone. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. Have fun playing the manifesting games. We can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, if you can manifest those signs, what else is possible?
All right.
Bye.
Bye.